All right, hey everyone, welcome to your new patient orientation class. And of all the classes I do, this is the most important one. This is going to make sure you're getting the best results, the longest lasting results with your care. So I'm going to go through and let you know everything you need to know about your chiropractic care here in our office because we want to see you at optimal levels of health. And for most of you, with our care, you're going to be at a level of health you haven't experienced maybe in decades or maybe your entire life. And we want to talk about why that is and how you're going to achieve that through your care here in my office. And first off, I just want to share with you my family. And we live what I call the chiropractic lifestyle. So every week we're getting chiropractic care. I've had chiropractic care my whole life. It's helped me to thrive. I'm in my 40s now at the time of recording this. I'm on no medications. I have a lot of energy. I sleep great. I work out. I really keep my diet dialed in and my supplements. And my wife here, Amy, she suffered a lifetime of migraines until she found chiropractic care in her early 30s. Our kids here live the chiropractic lifestyle. They get their chiropractic care since the day they were born. I delivered my daughter and I check them immediately, get them adjusted. And when they're sick, we make sure they're getting their care. They're getting their supplements, their nutrition, they're getting their rest. We're not reliant on medications. I don't want you or your family reliant on medications and side effects and suffering with low energy and not sleeping well and not being your healthiest. I want you to experience what I've been able to experience my whole life and why I'm a chiropractor and why my practice is a mission. I want to help people live their healthiest, especially within our community. So, right now, within our community, 60% of the people you know, just think within a couple blocks of your home, have a chronic disease. And over half of the medications in this world are consumed by Americans. So we're getting less healthy with every generation. That's just the reality of it. With all our great medical science, we're not becoming healthier. We're actually becoming sicker. And there's a better way to live. There's the chiropractic way that I want to show you that I know is going to transform your health and your family's health. So as we go through this, um, hopefully you're watching this with your spouse, your loved one, your children. If not, pause it, go grab them and watch this because at the end of this video, you're going to want to make sure your spouse and your kids are coming into my office and getting checked as well. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that. I'll talk about how you can do it. And we always want to be economical and affordable and valuable to you and your family. So at the beginning here, one of the things I think of that I want to share is like my wife, who was in her 30s, who had years of migraines and suffering and medications. I think of a lot of our patients, one in particular, her name's Amber, who she came into my practice because she had headaches and migraines. It's very common for my female patients, that's what they come in with. And over time, her neck got stiff and tight, and she's dealing with stress. So we do an evaluation. We find what's causing her headaches. It's interference to her nervous system. At the top of her neck, she has some significant misalignments. But through our evaluation, our x-rays, our spinal testing, I could see that these had been there for decades, that these probably started in her late teens or early 20s. And she'd just been suffering because nobody had ever looked at her spine and her nervous system and removed what was interfering with her being her healthiest. Now, on top of that, we saw that she had interference to these nerves that go to her thyroid. As we talked about that, she's like, yeah, I've actually been having issues with my hormones and these nerves to her heart had interference. She talked about how she'd just recently been getting just weird heart palpitations. And of course, she'd seen every doctor. She tried Botox and had MRIs and tests. But fast forward, as we went through her care, she started getting better. She got off her medications. She had more energy. She was feeling better. And one of the first things I taught her, which was that her genes, her genetics here, weren't the cause of her problems. Doctors just said, oh, it's your family history, it's genetic. But you know what? No one ever tells you, well, what specific gene? What part of my DNA is making me sick and in pain and disease? But the reality is, if we look at what real geneticists say in their research, they'll say 5 to 10% of our disease is caused by our genetics. But the reality is, the other side of medical science would tell you that our disease is caused by our lifestyle and our environments, and that if we can live healthier and make better choices, we're going to be healthier. And so the chiropractic lifestyle and the chiropractic approach is very simple yet extremely powerful. So we look at your body and we know it's self-healing, it's self-regulating. You know it too. That's why you don't run to the doctor with every little problem you have. You assume it will get better. We know that if we get cut, what's going to happen? We're going to get a scab, we're going to heal. We know that if we go outside and it's cold, we're going to shiver to stay warm. Our body is constantly regulating itself. And that regulation occurs through your nervous system, which is your brain, your spinal cord, and all the billions of nerves that go to every cell of your body. So right now, the brain and the signals in the spinal cord are telling your heart to beat. They're telling your immune system to do stuff. Your nervous system is picking up the light and temperature. And if there's viruses and bacteria in your environment, it's doing all types of amazing things to keep you alive. In fact, your nervous system is the very first thing that develops. I can show you a video here. This is the nervous system after in the womb developing, and you can see how amazing it looks like train tracks are growing and all the nerves start sprouting from your spinal cord, and all these nerves are going to go out and create organs and cells because it is the prime system. It's the main system that regulates everything else. And so very simply, if there's interference, look at this. What's going to happen if there's interference to your nervous system? The only possible outcome is disease. Your body is not going to work the way that it's supposed to. This is just a perfect picture here. If we took someone's alignment, we interfered with those signals, they're going to get sick, they're going to be unwell. And these misalignments, they're called vertebral subluxations. That's the technical name. That's what goes in your chart and your coding is vertebral subluxations. But these misalignments, they rarely cause pain. So, for example, my wife, she wasn't living for 30 years with neck pain, but she started getting headaches as a young kid, and they got worse as a teenager. So she had very significant subluxations in her neck and in her low back that were causing headaches, causing migraines, just like most of my patients. But no one had ever checked her spine because she never complained about neck pain. And so it's very simple. If you interfere with the nerves, a person won't be well. I can show you an example of, look at this patient on this nice curve where it looks like almost like a nice banana here. That's what our neck should look like. If I x-rayed you from the side, it should look like that with a nice curve. This is a 17-year-old who comes to my office with POTS, and if you don't know, POTS is where a person's their nervous system isn't regulating their heart, their blood pressure properly. And she would stand up, her heart would race, and she would faint. And when we looked at her x-ray, I said to her mom, this x-ray, one, she has no curve left in her neck. It's like, could you imagine if I took a banana and straightened it out and what it's doing to everything inside? So it's causing damage to her nervous system to the point where she's at, if we graded this grade 1, 2, and 3, she's already at grade 2 of degeneration in her neck, and she's 17 years old. That shouldn't be there. What makes this story worse is her pediatrician at some point had done an x-ray, saw this, said, hey, that doesn't look right. You should go see the spine doctor over at the hospital. So she saw, the best spine clinic in the city here in Milwaukee. They looked at the x-ray, asked her if she had neck pain. She said no. The doctor said, well, then why are you here? Can you imagine that? This poor girl is suffering with interference to her nervous system. It's disrupting her ability to stand up, for her heart to work properly. So we found this. We told the mom, look, we found what the problem is. It's interference to her nervous system. We're starting to get her better. She's doing fantastic under care. And then we started working on her nutrition and getting her the supplements that she needs so that she can, live her healthiest from the inside out. But what I want you to remember here is that when there's interference to the nervous system, your body can't work properly from the inside out. And at that point, we can't fix these misalignments through stretching and physical therapy and exercise, and surgery definitely won't fix it. Medications aren't going to fix this problem. We have to correct the subluxation through chiropractic care. And what's amazing is from that very first chiropractic adjustment, those nerves begin to flow, they start to function normal, and people start getting their life back, their vitality, they begin to heal and repair, and their pain levels go away, and all types of amazing things begin to happen under chiropractic care. I love doing our scanning at our office. So this is a perfect example of someone who comes in with migraines. If we look at the bottom here, the bottom is the before, all this red and stress and irritation on this lady's nerve. She comes in and she's in her 40s. She even had chiropractors in her family, some in-laws that were saying, you got to go get chiropractic care. That, they lived out of state and she just didn't do it. And within 3 months, we cleared out her nervous system. She's off the medication. She has more energy. She can sleep better. But just imagine what this means for her as a mom. She's got children. She wants to have more children. She's pursuing a career, a new career. She's, in college and getting some master's degrees, and she's doing awesome. There's been times where she's cried because she just can't believe how good she feels, and she wished she didn't wait so long. So that's why it's important that we get our spine and our nervous system checked. These subluxations that I'm talking about, they're caused by three stresses: physical stress, chemical stress, and mental stress. So all the falls and spills and sports and all that stress through life that physically happens to our body in car accidents, it's cumulative. It has a cumulative impact. Even if you walk away and you don't have pain, these blows to our body are causing subluxation. Our mental, our physical stress tenses up our spine. People have chemical stress through the medications they're on, the foods they're eating that are full of just toxic chemicals. That causes damage to our nerves, which feed back to our spine and our brain and create subluxations. So we got to get to fixing these subluxations. But then on top of that, what we do here in my office is I'm going to teach you how to prevent these subluxations. So we're always doing classes. I want you coming to my classes. I do nutritional counseling, we do lifestyle courses, we talk about supplements, recipes, diet, exercise, and then you have 24/7 support for me. So if you need anything, you can call or text me at any time. And unless I'm sleeping, I'm going to get back to you. But we're going to rebuild you from the inside out to have a healthy nervous system. We want you, we want your loved ones, we want the people within your community in our office where it's safe, where they can get healthy, get free of medications, free of sick care. Think about what we have in our country is sick care. We're helping people who are sick, but we're really not truly getting them well. They're just getting over medicated. We want people to live an optimal level of health that we know we can. We all know innately that if we change our lifestyle, that if we correct these subluxations, remove the interference from our nervous system, we're going to get better. Think of it this way. You're like a plant. So if you're a plant and you have wilting leaves, we know that if we put you in the sunlight, we get you good water, good soil, you're going to start getting better. And so that's what we do. You're the plant. We got to adjust you to remove the interference, let that energy through the nervous system begin to flow and work again. We got to get you the right soil. We got to get you the right sunlight. That means getting the right movement every day, the right nutrients. Maybe it's supplements, changing your diet. And I guarantee you're going to get healthier and you're going to thrive and your family will as well. And now's the time to take action for your family. So within your first 2 weeks of care, this goes for anybody in your household, spouse, children, whoever's in your house. In these first 2 weeks, they can come in, they're going to get their x-rays, they're going to get their scans completely free. It's going to be on us. You can just schedule this right online. If you see anything online about prices, just ignore it. If you're within 2 weeks of starting your care, we want to get them in. Don't let yourself be the one who's getting well and getting better while someone sleeping right next to you or the next room is suffering or may have subluxations to their spine. That's just going to cause more damage, erode their health. So we're here for you. We love you. We want to give you the best care you've seen in healthcare. That's what we're striving for. See you have optimal levels of health. So please, if you need anything from me, reach out anytime. I'm excited to serve you and see you at your next visit and build your health and help you reach optimal levels of health. Take care. I'll see you next time in the office.